Hi, I'm Brent Stafford and welcome to RegWatch by RegulatorWatch.com, the only platform dedicated to watching the watchers. Quebec giveaway. That's what some say happened to the Life Insurance Agents Training Program in Canada. For over a decade, provincial insurance regulators outside of Quebec encouraged commercial suppliers to create and publish the textbooks and teaching materials used to train the 10,000 new students who seek to become life insurance agents each year. These companies built a fair-sized competitive market worth millions. But in 2012, Cicero, the national umbrella organization for provincial insurance regulators, in a joint effort driven in large part by FSCO, the Financial Services Commission of Ontario, dropped a bombshell on stakeholders, announcing they had cut a backroom deal with Quebec to harmonize the insurance training program under a single provider, the AMF, creating a monopoly and wiping out the private sector market. The AMF is Quebec's insurance regulator, and for years it refused to join a national licensing program. Stakeholders say the announcement came without warning or meaningful consultation. So what happened? RegulatorWatch.com has conducted an in-depth investigation into the events leading up to the new nationalized program and have found contradictions between what regulators are saying publicly and what was discussed privately and revealed in internal documents obtained by RegulatorWatch.com. Joining us today is Simon Avery, veteran business reporter. He's worked at the Globe and Mail, National Post, and the Wall Street Journal. He's a senior writer and analyst for us here at RegulatorWatch.com. Simon, welcome. Where do we start in unpacking this story?
Why do you choose Quebec when Quebec hasn't been part of the system up until now? Well, the cynic says that's what brought them into the fold. In fact, internal documents say Quebec's participation was conditional on them being given the contract for education and licensing of life insurance agents across the country. Unfortunately, this comes at the expense of private sector companies that have been doing this work and have invested in the products for the last 12 years or more.
Simon, how big is this market and who's impacted the most?
This became a multi-million-dollar business for some of the companies involved. The largest one is Oliver Publishing. Now, when the changes were introduced in July 2012, this is when the industry first heard that these changes were coming. Oliver Publishing did the math. They saw themselves losing $3 million or more a year.
That's no small change for a single company in a niche market like this one. Simon, you pressed the regulators involved for some answers, but they're not talking?
No, regulators, it seems, don't really like to be questioned on the decisions they've made over the last few years. I think one of the things with the insurance licensing and education system is it's a relatively small deal in terms of the number of people it will impact, and it hasn't had a lot of scrutiny. But the methods here are important, and what happens behind closed doors and whose interests are really served, those are important questions to ask, and the regulators aren't interested in discussing them.
No surprise there, Simon, but we do, though, have some insight through internal fiscal documents about what drove the decision-making, do we not?
Well, Brent, what's interesting about the Freedom of Information documents is that they tell a different story to what we're seeing today as the public justification for the new system. We're seeing a discussion within the Ontario regulator chiefly, because this is the province responsible for nearly half of all licensing of life insurance agents in the country. So they're the driver here. So it's within the FSCO that much of the positioning is happening. And in these documents, we're seeing the justification gradually formulate. But one thing that's very clear is that the Ontario regulator had in its mind from the beginning that if they could bring Quebec into the fold and have a national system, they would look very good in political circles. They would look like the country's progressive regulator.
That doesn't sound like a very legitimate reason why.
It's hard for me to know why they wanted to do this, but it's very clear in the documentation that they felt they would look progressive. Now, is that to their political masters? Is it to other regulators? I'm not really sure it matters. It does raise the question here, what is the end game of the efforts here to create a national education and licensing system in an insurance market? Because it doesn't seem to have a natural progression from this to any kind of other national system. And specifically here, the Holy Grail is a national securities regulator. And interestingly, AMF, the Quebec regulator that has come together and made this happen in the insurance sector, remains one of the key obstacles to any national system in the financial securities industry. So what is the true philosophy of the AMF? Do they believe in the value of a national regulatory system, and is that why we wanted to have this insurance system put in place? Or is it purely self-interest and that they negotiated themselves the best deal in the insurance market, and they haven't yet got the best deal in the financial securities market, so we don't have a national regulator there? You have to ask these questions. What is the end game? What is the bigger picture to the deals that have been cut in the last couple of years?
If you want to learn more about the Quebec giveaway, check out the Cicero Watch page at regulatorwatch.com. In our feature story, you'll hear from stakeholders impacted by the new system. You can access the official documents on the program and deep dive into the Freedom of Information files. Well, that's it for this edition of RegWatch. Before you head off, please like us on Facebook and don't forget to follow us on Twitter. For regulatorwatch.com, I'm Brent Stafford.